All right, what's up, guys? Coop with C&T Designs again. Right now, we're going over H.R. 127. And again, this is another bill proposed by everybody's cute little communist, Shelia Jackson Lee's crazy ass. This was another bill. The last bill we did was proposed on January 4th. This is another bill she proposed on January 4th of 2021. This is the licensing. This is for the licensing of firearms and ammunition possession and registration of firearms, and to prohibit the possession of certain ammunition. Oh, God, this lady's nuts. Let me pull this up on the computer because I forgot to pull it up before I actually started the video. So this is H.R. 127. Let me pull it up. All right, this is the Sabika, I ain't even trying to pronounce that name, Shelia, well, I did try to pronounce it, Firearms Licensing and Registration Act. Again, this was proposed on January 4th of 2021. In other words, it's another bill she already had loaded in her back pocket, and as soon as Democrats took over the House, took over the Senate, and won the presidency, she started spitting these things out faster than a Maxim machine gun. I can't remember the cyclic rate on it offhand, but hey, she's faster than that can shoot. All right, getting into H.R. 127, to provide for the licensing of firearms and ammunition possession, so you have to be licensed to possess ammunition. How are they going to track that? And the registration of firearms, and to prohibit possession of certain ammunition. So there are certain ammunition she doesn't want you to possess. All right. Oh, we're just going to go through my notes on this if I can keep my head straight. All right. So in Section A of this, she wants all firearms and ammunition registered with the ATF. How in the hell are they going to track ammunition? Are they literally going to sit there and have me file a report every month on how much ammunition I shoot? Yeah, I had a good day at the range, shot 500 rounds of 5.56, burned up about 300 rounds of 9mm. Oh, there were about 40 rounds of 45, and then file a report on how many rounds that I purchased during the month. This is the logic these folks are coming up with. And I'll refer back to the actual text of the bill some besides my notes. Because I actually, like I said, guys, I read all these. I actually put them into the text of the law itself. So I'll go to Cornell Law, somewhere like that. And I actually edit the law to read what this bill proposes. No, guys, I'm not bald. I'm gray, old, fat. But, all right. Let's see. So the registration system, this is part B of this bill. The owner must transmit to the ATF the make, model, date purchased, and where the firearm is going to be stored. So not only do they have to know what type of gun it is, the make, model, serial number, but then they want to know how you're going to store it. This gets into one of her next bills later on, which is another safe storage bill. So if you report these firearms and you can't report that you're putting this in a safe or some locked thing, yeah, what are they going to do? Come confiscate it? Well, it's sitting in my dresser drawer. Well, yeah, they probably will come get it with these idiots. All right. Also with this, you have to provide, or you have to report who else could possibly be involved with this firearm. So I have to report, say, if I want to loan this firearm to somebody, and God knows I've borrowed firearms from people, I've loaned firearms to people, you would have to report that during this registration process. So for some reason, I would have to know 5 years in the future whether I was going to loan this deer rifle to my buddy because his gun was in the shop or something like that. Yeah, it gets way more painful from here. I would recommend unloading anything you have near you. Matter of fact, just go ahead and pull the holster off and set it to the side. Oh, I forgot to show the mascot for the video. This is Poopy Boy, because this bill is a big, flaming, stinking pile of communist horse crap. So, this is my buddy, Poopy Boy, in honor of this bill. Alright, so the deadline for this. If they pass this bill, she's going to give you 3 months after the act to register your firearm. If you get the gun after the act, you actually have to register the firearm on the day that you get the firearm, which by her other bill is going to be 7 days after they run the background check on you before you can receive this firearm. For some reason, she kind of loses ammunition in the rest of this bill. The registration part's just stated in the front. I don't know. Maybe their intern went to sleep that day when they were writing it. Part B, or let's hold on. Part 2 or Part 3 of this bill. All right. The database for this. Of course, the Attorney General has to establish a database for all firearms, any firearm. What are they going to do with firearms that were made before serial numbers were required? Are they going to force you to go serialize those firearms? This is going to hurt. All right, so B, this is some of the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. Oh, God, this makes my brain hurt. So this database, going through this, and I could read the text of the bill, but I'm going to try to roll through some of my notes. This database with all the registered firearms in the United States, if she has her way, will be accessible to every member of the public. So if some crackhead down the road wants to know where guns are at, he can log onto this database and figure out where all the guns are at in the area, and then they can basically go through and see which homes they want to invade. This lady's a moron. And I'm really trying to be polite. Really. And some of the parts of my notes that I wrote down when I was reading this bill, I won't read on YouTube. But this database will also be accessible to every government and state agency. From the military to the Department of Natural Resources, your local sheriff, your town council, everybody can access this database. Oh, God. All right, licensing requirements. Just to get your license to be able to purchase or own the firearm. If you don't get the license, you basically have to turn all your stuff in. But to actually be able to own the arms, you have to go through the licensing system. Oh, God, I hope you guys unloaded those guns, because you might shoot your phone. All right, it goes into a general license. The AG, the Attorney General, will issue general licenses for guns and ammo to you if, and this is part II of the bill, you are 21 years of age. So you can't possess a gun if you're not, or gun or ammunition if you're not 21 years of age. So all of you young shooters out there, all of you young hunters out there, you can't possess a firearm underneath this bill because you don't meet the age requirement for the license. Yeah. All right. This is Section I. Oh, let me flip to it here too. I wasn't going to do it, but let me do it. Firearms registration system, make, model, deadline, database, licenses system requirement. Okay, here's more fun. So you got to be 21 years of age. All right, after applying for the license, you have to undergo a criminal background check conducted through the NICS system. And this is, yeah, the 922 state law, yada, yada. All right, this is some of the fun stuff. you have to undergo a psychological evaluation conducted in accordance with paragraph 2. And we're going to bounce to paragraph 2 right after this. And the evaluation does not indicate that the individual is basically psychologically unsuited to possess a firearm. All right. Let's see. Where did I write this down? I'm just torturing myself at this point trying to do this stuff, but I do want people to actually be informed about your rights that these people are trying to take away. All right, so section 2, this is getting into the psychological evaluation that you have to go through. The standard is going to be established by the Attorney General. The psychologist that you have to go see has to be licensed and then approved by the Attorney General. So that couldn't go bad. All right. Let's see. As deemed necessary by the psychologist, other members of the household has to be evaluated. So not only are they going to evaluate you, but anybody in your household, because obviously they're going to be approved by the Attorney General. So the Attorney General is going to tell them, yeah, you got to interview everybody in the house. It gets even more fun, kids. Yeah, I do believe my notes say, holy shit on that one. Then the psychologist, of course, they're going to have to interview your spouse. They're also going to interview any ex-spouse, ex-girlfriend that you have. Like, none of them could have a damn axe to grind with you because, I don't know, issues, your exes. And then they want to interview other family members or associates. So they want to interview your friends to determine if you're stable enough to own a gun. And again, in my notes, I'm pointing at the your ex part, and it basically says, like, this is a good idea. Your ex is for a reason. All right. Denial of a license. Hold on. I got to step away for a sec, guys.